Discounting is for dickheads.
It is.
No, I believe
Speaking
in
of
it in
dickheads.
certain types of programming, particularly in the early part of the week. Other than that, but I think we all subscribe to that.
The one thing that got me that
Start doing it on Friday and Saturday, you're toast.
oh, you can't. No, well, who does
Yeah,
it?
and just keep it like on the soul patch. Just
Who-
rest there. It's
who
a
does
freshie,
that?
so don't worry about
But what
it.
if I want to drink beer?
Well, then
Not-
are you drinking beer? That would be very
Uh,
disrupting.
No, the one thing he said that was alarming was, how do you know if you haven't had a customer come back like that one customer in 30 days? Is that customer important for for you to come back? Is there a way you guys can measure that currently? And I was like, no, actually, I don't know. I
All
just
those
know.
membership metrics are fantastic for that. You
Yeah.
know, but again, the way that most of them work, and I'm sure you've signed up for one or two of them at some point. Hey, haven't seen you in a hot minute. Here's 20% off your next beer.
Yeah,
Right.
and they may come out, but you're not going to make max profit on it. You're paying them for the service, and then you're basically giving away to the customer in hopes that they care and they show back up and become a repeat customer. But I would say that we do it in the same model that you believe in, is just good customer service, quality products, and you're just treated fucking
Flash
like
a nipple
family,
every now
dude.
and then.
Yeah, and that's what gets the repeatability. Like
Yeah.
that is investing in our people and making sure they're trained to treat everyone like a friend and pour the beer right. Golly, man, that makes such a huge.
Well,
difference.
not everybody has like the best social dynamic or aptitude to be able to be in customer service. I don't. That's why I'm
Yeah.
the manufacturing
Oh, man.
side. Like
Hey, don't you ever fucking talk shit about my friend Alex Knight. You understand me?
I just know him
coward.
really well. That's it. I know how he feels about people.
He was lifting kettlebell earlier.
Kettle.
Alex,
bell,
Alex was
kettle.
lifting kettlebell.
Kettlebell. He had one. Yeah,
He's lying. I was rowing today. It
Yeah,
was
fair,
different.
fair.
he was. He was.
Are we, so we're like live.
Yeah, yeah,
Or do
yeah.
we? Do
Not
we?
necessarily. I'll
We could
I'll
just
pick a
chop
good
it.
starting point.
Yeah. How do
but-
we want to do? Do you want
just
to do
kinda
like a
riffing.
kickoff or?
Yeah, we wanted it to be more
wanna do,
chill.
like-
Yeah, we're not really doing like the kickoff thing anymore. It's more of just like
I do.
we're gonna go, and then once we start getting good stuff, go from there.
So I'm gonna.
we've
be
already started,
I'm gonna be
basically.
edited out. That's fucked up.
No,
See, that's why we put you in the middle. Now we can't.
it's called the rough
we can't
cut.
cut you out.
You could just do a split screen where the two of you motherfuckers are talking.
Just mute the middle, and
Oh shit! Is this a?
that's way too much work.
It's
Are we
just
a non?
A
Are we a non?
high pitched
Is
version
this
of
a
Shawn.
NSF?
Oh,
Not
no,
safe
you're
for
fine.
NSFW.
You're fine.
NSFW. Thank you.
Not safe for
workplace.
Not safe.
whites.
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh.
Not.
Jesus.
Damn. She.
Shit.
She.
It's my dirty undies, dude.
Yeah,
The
we're not talking
whites.
the whites. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think.
We are joined by Shawn Howell today from Southside Cellar.
Oh, we are recording. Okay, cool.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Fucking gotcha.
Well, you said Shawn from
Southside Cellar.
the
The
Southside Cellar.
It's not the Ohio State. It's just Southside Cellar.
Dang.
Because I hate the Ohio State. So.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Well,
Mini me.
yeah.
We do not gnaw on our kitty.
I want to find out more about that, and I want to find out more about Southside
Are you in the new
Cellar.
Lego movie?
So he's got this brilliant idea, right? So what he's gonna do,
Honey, where are my pants?
his life story is gonna be filmed, but in Legos.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
It's $1 billion idea.
Fuck that. I want to be a chimpanzee, dude.
Oh, well. You going Planet of the Apes?
These
I
are
for-
all
I for-
great ideas.
I
guys.
forgot that Robbie
Banger.
Williams existed until this thing came out. I was like, oh, he was big? I forgot that motherfucker. He did one song.
He was the best,
You
dude.
talking about Robbie Williams?
Yeah.
Damn, that's deep cut. Where the hell did that come from?
That movie that just come out where the animated chimpanzee plays him. It's a live action movie. It just came out.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I have no idea who that
You
guy
talking about
is.
Sing?
No.
No, it's literally called. Like, I
Oh,
don't know.
kids,
I
guys,
know what
alright.
he's talking about.
It's like I played cards with my brother's kids or something. No, like,
What?
dude,
What
it,
is it?
there was a movie that just came out. Literally, it came out around New Year's. It's already on a
It
streaming
sounds
service.
real dumb.
Robbie Williams. He was a British
Yeah.
pop singer, like 20 years
Dude,
ago.
People
monkey plays
love
it.
He did
Robbie
one.
Williams.
He did
man.
one major song.
Yeah.
and then
I
just
think
now.
he's knighted.
Oh,
I think he's.
that
like
guy?
Sir Robbie.
All you have to
Williams,
do
dude.
is have one hit song and you get knighted.
pretty much, yeah. I mean, you're already
What?
knighted by birth.
Yeah.
so-
So, I don't have any hit
That-
songs.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
that's
guess
fair.
you could do that. You could
Yeah,
change
you
your
just
name
be born
to
into
Sir.
it. That's fine.
What a fucking shitstorm! Like you get one hit song and you literally shit all over Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like all the men who have a
Yeah,
body
Anthony
of work.
Hopkins,
There's so many
Yeah,
sirs.
he's Hannibal
Sir Paul
Lecter.
McCartney.
McCartney.
You know. Robbie Williams is in that vein. Get the fuck out of here,
Hey,
dude.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But
not
you
at
remember
all.
the guy? Literally, they just did a movie, and they inserted a CGI chimpanzee playing his role amongst a bunch of live action humans, and he, in first person, tells his life story.
I think it should win Best Picture of the Year. I don't know who Robbie Williams is, but
This is ridiculous.
sounds like
You're
the
gonna, hey,
greatest
dude,
idea.
whenever you edit this, you're gonna have to like loop that song in for just a hot seconds. Everybody's like, "Who the fuck is Robbie Williams?" I don't even.
You talking
know
about
who
Robin Williams?
Yeah,
Robbie.
that's what I heard at first. I was just like,
That's-
I
at
love
first I thought,
Robin
I was like,
Williams.
Dude, he made another movie. So
Wait,
he's
we can't
not
cuss,
dead?
right?
Yeah, you're
All
fine.
right.
Oh yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
fine.
you're good.
You know, it's a sign of intelligence, really.
I didn't know if this was gonna go out on like Apple Kids or something.
Let's go into my daughter's daycare.
Oh,
Dude, the
Jesus.
kids. Have you heard what the kids say?
Kids say
They have
words
way
nowadays,
worse
bro.
words. Yeah, we don't even
Kids say
understand.
words.
My algorithm on Instagram recently has been like a bunch of these new like female rappers that are like just mumble I don't know. It's just a bunch of like mumble rap.
Female mumble.
I
It's
love
just
mumble
bu-
rap.
like,
rumble rapping.
I don't know why my algorithm is just like chocked full of it, but it's like every other video I'm like, I don't like this. Stop showing me this shit.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
just
It used to just be people dying all the time. I miss that algorithm.
I love this
That was a good one. Where did you get that?
All right, so straight shout out to Sandra Murphy, Mike and Sandra Murphy. You know, she's got hobbies, man. She's a talented lady, and she's got that 3D printer, and she is the perfectionist that she is, and she rocked out a little mini Southside Cellar Lego figure.
That's awesome.
It's freaking amazing.
One
and
of
Coop,
one.
Coop helped out too. Shout out to Coop.
Shout-
He
yeah.
helped out. He picked out the eyes and the glasses and everything, and she's printing out one of our beer hats and a translucent beer mug that fits a hand. She said she's done 2 of the mugs already, and they weren't good enough, so she's still working on that.
Yeah.
But she's
That's
printing a beer
cool.
hat. It's dude. She presented it the other night, and it's one of the coolest gifts I've ever gotten in my whole life, bar none. It was
It is
super
really
amazing.
That's
So
awesome. That's
much love
really
to
cool.
them. And you were saying she'll be out here for the anniversary.
Yeah, March
So-
15th. Yeah, she'll have a bunch of her awesome beer themed 3D printed goodies for sale. Hopefully, we get on our birthday. Maybe we'll get the best gift we've ever received. A Turning Point mini Lego fig.
Oh Jesus! For a second, I thought I was like, I'm in the middle here. I
Bend
thought I was
over.
No.
due to give out
That
a couple
technology does not
handies just
exist.
for showing up.
Start calling you spit
And
roast.
here we go.
Oh, SR? That's what
Yeah.
you're talking about?
That's close. So yeah, Shawn, obviously, everyone knows you from Southside Cellar, but you've just been in the beer community for what, 12, 15 years now? I don't want to date. I mean, you're only 16 years old, so
Oh Jesus!
yeah.
Don't give him a beer.
This doesn't sound
Oh,
right.
dang it.
Yeah, this doesn't sound right. In my mind, the numbers just don't make any sense. I still always search for a 2 in front of whatever my number is for my age, like it doesn't work. And
Yeah.
I'm well past that now. But dude, literally a quarter of a century. And I still can with all confidence say that I don't know shit about anything.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. You would think that even an idiot would figure something out by this point, but I'm still out here fumbling around through life like the rest
Yeah.
of us. So
Yeah, it's crazy.
So how long has Southside Cellar been doing its thing and bringing all the goodness to the south side of Fort Worth?
fair enough, man. So I think the point of your pointed questions would be like kind of give us your short story. So I'll give the quick synopsis. I'll give the quick synopsis. So much love to the Flying Saucer, where I spent 13 very long years, and I do mean that in both the good and the bad ways. I give so much credit to people that I really do love, man. Like I hadn't talked to Keith Slabs in a few years, and we had a text exchange earlier today, so it was super cool. Yeah. No, actually he has it, which Michael Petacolis made sure like to poke fun at him last time. Michael was there, and he's like, what does Keith think of this place? Is like, I don't know. I haven't seen him. And he's like, fuck that. And we took a selfie, and he's like shooting it over to Keith. And he's like, how come you don't come see your boy?
That's a good friend. That's a good friend right there.
Hardcore. But anyway, to your point, spend a lot of time there, and you know how anything is, man. You cherry pick all the things that you like about how things operate, and you kind of put that in your bag and utilize that moving forward. Obviously, I did the Trinity River Tap House for a few years. Went down the road from where I am currently to the Collective Brewing Project, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, the little love for Mr. Jim Jam back there, you know, Mr. 50 milligram. And
50 milli Jimmy.
50 milli Jimmy. What a fucking nickname,
Yeah.
dude. That's awesome.
That's a good one.
Dave's like,
But,
yeah, I just had 6 of them the other night. It's fine. I was like, I couldn't do one. I died.
No.
I met God.
Yeah.
There's
not my
no
thing.
way.
DMT wouldn't do what to me like what
It doesn't
that
last.
what that
it
much.
doesn't last that long though.
Fair enough.
So,
but-
yeah, DMT.
Oh yeah, it's like 6 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, you're literally gonna see the rule kind of come back together.
Sure,
Have
but
an
I mean,
immediate
apart.
ego death.
And then
yeah, for the love of everything holy, man, like that right there, I'd be hanging off the Empire State Building, and they have to come figure out how to get me down.
yeah, I did a 5 milligram today, and I'm like, that's gonna be my
we're good.
speed. Yeah,
We're done here.
I can chill with the 5 millis.
yeah.
Man.
50
So-
is just asinine. That's insane.
Truth. So to completely answer your question, the goal was to always do my own thing. I'm sitting amongst some people who have jumped off the.
Just do my own thing.
I am sitting amongst men who appeared over the edge and decided, "Fuck it, I'll jump too." So we've all done
wanted
it.
to do your own thing.
100%. And
Masochist.
It's a terrible idea. by the way.
it's a terrible
the
idea.
worst You're mental. You have to be so mentally.
The 40
do y'all
strong.
get the same advice I do?
Oh, you give
Somebody's like,
advice?
"I'm thinking about doing my own thing." I was like, "Don't do it.
Don't.
Go back to your corporate cubicle and just suck it up."
It's
Just
literally
come,
just-
come drink
that-
here
That
afterwards.
check, that biweekly check is worth it.
Yeah. When it's not your job to make sure
Yeah.
that everybody's
You get
getting
paid?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're getting paid?
that Faustian bargain is worth it.
yeah. Yeah. What's the worst part of your job that is going to make you want to jump in to do your own thing? Because it's
Yeah,
not that
yeah.
bad.
How about
It's really
everything?
Not that bad.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's not.
Because
It's not
it's no
great.
longer a job. It's your whole life.
It
you
is.
know?
It
That's
is,
pretty
man.
funny.
It's to your point, it's really hard to compartmentalize. Which I could struggle with that. I struggle with compartmentalizing.
You talk a lot about Southside at home with Margaret.
No, I really
so that's a
don't.
rule
I
you
re-
guys have is
I
you
don't- no,
don't
it's
bring
not-
work
it's-
home
I-
necessarily.
we have very good rules in terms of understood boundaries. We're both very good at that. I think in normal, kind of American culture parlance, you say, "Hey, how was your day?" Stuff like that. And you give the quickest synopsis you can, at least with her and I. But when I go home, here's the thing. I actually really love my place. Just like you guys, I wish it was more profitable.
Yeah.
I wish
Yeah.
craft beer was doing a little bit better
I
than
like
it is.
money.
But generally speaking, I absolutely love my job. I have so much fun. The people are amazing. And I love that they fuck with you guys about black IPAs. It just warms my heart to no end. And then
Yeah, man. It's
And
it's
then-
weird the crossover we have. Just in there's a little bit
there's
of
proximity.
distance.
There's proximity.
Yeah, but there's a little
Sure,
distance. So it's
yeah.
cool that we get a little flow from them, and you're getting flow from the mid cities area
Yeah.
going and supporting you.
For sure, man. I mean, there's not that many kind of one-off kind of roll the dice with a big tap wall that's really made for all of our core demographic. There's plenty of places, and I know you guys probably have mixed feelings about, you love to sell beer, but you probably have mixed feelings about, every now and then one of your beers just went to go die on a tap wall somewhere that nobody's drinking because
yeah.
it's just a place.
Just happened
Yeah.
10 minutes ago. Got a text
Fair enough.
from God. I was like,
Why are you doing this to me?
this beer's gonna die out there.
Kent,
R.I.P.
Kent, this is God.
He doesn't even know your name.
No, man.
New
but,
phone. Who it is?
Yeah, man. Margaret and I am without without getting weepy and literally shedding a tear.
No one's ever cried on our show before,
God bl-
except for
God-
Josh
God-
Davis.
anytime he drinks, yeah.
Yeah.
God bless me beyond all belief, beyond anything I could ever pay back, and I got so lucky with my wife that I make this joke all the time. I don't ever have to buy another lottery ticket in my life because God already, I already won it once. God's not going to let me win it twice.
Wow,
So it doesn't make any sense,
I'm not your wife, but I felt that. I felt that to the core. Yeah, I was like,
It's
dang,
just
but
you romantic.
yeah, man, I really do. I compartmentalize stuff, and when I get home, like if I have a day and I really need to continue working, I tell her I'm going into the office. I'm there. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
And knock out everything else because she's so amazing. My kids are fantastic that they deserve my attention. They don't deserve half my attention. They deserve my attention.
Yeah, because you
Right.
could
You
get
know what I
really sideways with your home life and your work-life balance.
Sure.
Just being at the shop, right?
Sure. I don't want to say I'm some saint or something. I mean, I'm susceptible to the same shit everybody else is. There's
No,
every now and then
sure.
where I just sit down and I was like, I need my mind turned off. And next thing you know, I'm 30 minutes through doom scrolling, and I'm like,
Right.
okay, I'm good. We're good.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
done.
I actually just like
Or watch a
every
football game
every
or
couple
something.
days. I just need to zone out for about half an hour. I just need to like rewire my brain and.
I was
just-
gonna ask you
okay,
guys
and
that.
we're back. Just hard reboot.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys that. Sometimes I think I don't realize I'm doing it, but it's just kind of that like may not be the most efficient worker on certain days. It's just your brain. It needs kind of that break to like that. That's where I'm gonna get more of this. Like the creative juices are actually flowing
Right.
because that well runs real dry sometimes.
Mhm.
Where you're like, this is a good idea, and I'll tell Alex, and he's like, yeah,
Is it?
You keep
Totally.
you may have something there, and I know the look he gives me, and
Sit
I'm like,
down, mini me.
I'm like, oh man, I'm like it's just not good. So yeah, no, there's plenty of days where where you,
I put another prop in there because it was so beautiful.
oh dude, yeah, Thor's hammer, duh.
Gorgeous, man.
So have you gone through some burnout? With your
Yeah, man.
business?
You know what Alice just said, and I think I feel the same thing. I heard this once, and I find this, and this was like 7 years ago. I find this to be one of the most kind of shocking and eye-opening statistics I've ever seen in my life. Is that since the advent of social media, since the first day social media hit us, every single day we create more content in one single day as a civilization, as a human race, than we did in all of the
Right.
history of the human race in one day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like when you doom
There's
scroll,
so much storage.
think about exactly. I don't think
Cloud, though.
but think about our cloud.
What does that even
I
mean?
don't think evolutionarily speaking, our brains are built to have, because think about it, like 3 days ago or whatever, or the last time you took a real long shit, you doom scrolled for
This
however
morning.
long. Yeah, but think about it. You saw 50 videos, you can't remember one of them because your brain just
No,
says, I don't have
yeah.
time for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that like at least to your eyes, that downloading process, like to your point, it really is kind of hard to focus in on one little thing and say, I want to do this promotion and this is what I'm going to do. And then your brain has all this kind of nonsense. It's static in the background.
Right.
And I'm trying to really make a better effort at dialing that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I
It's-
think
yeah.
as a business owner, I would say, and I know maybe Alex can attest this as well, is sometimes we try to tackle a lot of the work,
Sure.
and it's kind of a disservice to our talented staff members that we brought on. We cherry pick these people that we're not spreading that load across, and it's real easy to get on that road where you're just trying to do
I
everything.
love to spread the load
Right.
across my staff. I mean, that's just
Yikes.
that's what you just said.
Yeah, I did. I'm now hearing myself talk. Look,
We don't do that.
We definitely don't
We
do that.
don't
But-
do that.
yeah,
You
you're
don't
spreading
do
the
that.
workload.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wait to do that.
that's
at
what I
home
thought you meant.
Yeah, no,
in
that's it.
private.
But yeah, I mean, have you started to do
Fucking
that?
Louis C.K. over here.
Yeah, jeez.
I asked for
Lord.
permission. It's fine. That
But
makes it fine.
You've started doing that with the cellar as far as like Ben's got some responsibilities.
For
Take
sure.
some stuff off your
Yeah,
plate. right?
Ben's fantastic, and Matty G's fantastic, and Whisker. I mean, like the guys that have that brewing background, obviously they can do anything. There's not like this is literally like child's play. This is kindergarten for them.
Yeah.
With what they have the ability to do, and with all due respect across the board to everybody, I think that. They found a lane that at least for the time being, they're very comfortable with. They're very happy with, because you guys know, like, living, in a brew house is it's taxing, man.
Mhm.
And I think they've found a little bit of reprieve hanging out with me, and I love it, man. Those guys are amazing. And to your point, yes, we have at some point in the future, and I won't say near anymore, but at some point we will have a kitchen. We'll have a fully functioning pizza kitchen, and Ben will be heading that up, and we're gonna have
Hell yeah.
great pizza to accommodate, what I feel like is the best tap wall in DFW. So
What kind of pizza is it gonna be?
Oh, I'm glad you
that's it.
asked.
That's a great question.
I'm so
and
hungry for pizza right now.
a version of pub style. We're not going to do like New York, Chicago, or anything like that. Our pizza is going to be thinner crust. This is how I do it. The mandate that has been handed down to Ben is what you can expect when you come into Southside Cellar is you will have a nice crisp dough that'll have, to some degree, a heavy garlic flavor profile, even though the way that you make dough, you won't have necessarily a lot of garlic in it. But a heavy garlic flavor profile, and you'll have spice and sauce. Because I want to drink more beer. I want
keep it
people to hang
going.
out with me.
So it's all
and now
salt?
at least we're giving them something to put
Pure
in the stomach.
salt.
It's just pure salt.
Get out of here with that.
Shut up.
Salt good.
Yeah,
It's a secret ingredient.
Salt good.
Dude,
Oh.
we've had some R&D runs, and they're I'm happy. We're getting there, and everything's
glad
gonna be
you're
great.
happy.
It's gonna be very simple. We'll have 5 standard pies. We will have a monthly chef special that, for at least a short future, we will have collaboration pizzas that we're working on. So we have some partners that have agreed in the Fort Worth area.
Yeah.
Some small one-offs and local chefs that want to lend their brand to
Cool.
ours and collaborate on a pizza.
That's awesome.
So that's where
monthly.
I'm at.
That's
like,
really
you
dope.
can do a cheese, pepperoni, all the basic, right?
Sure.
But having that specialty, especially partnered with the local chef
Yeah.
like that, oh my gosh, yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, man. And you brought up Ben earlier, man. He's a special guy.
What's his last name?
Walter, and I love the fact that he came on board with us. And I love him. He was not somebody I really saw coming. I was like, dude, I'm working all these day shifts, and I'm not really hunting for anybody, but it just worked out. He's like, I'm free, I can do it. And I was like, boom. Now we've become really good friends, and he's a multi-talented guy.
Oh yeah.
Graphic design. He has his own one-off company
Oh,
there.
that's
Obviously,
awesome.
he does our pop-ups. So he did our
Okay.
beer dinner, and then he did the Valentine's Day beer for lovers of beer
looked awesome.
dinner. It was phenomenal.
Hell yeah.
Dude, if you can do steak tartare and it be lights out, it was fucking on, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Ben on
sounds
Wednesday night
great.
sent me a text at 9:00, and I didn't respond because I respected the fact that his notification said that he's silenced notifications.
Mhm.
No, I never respect that.
So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to text you back. But this is from Ben. 2 in the dank, 1 in the stank. West Coast IPA. Can has an illustration of the shocker on it. We need this from you ASAP. Make it tasteful.
We're
two
not
in
gonna do
one
that.
with a shocker on the can.
Make it
Kissy face.
Make it
Make it
tasteful,
tasteful.
kissy face.
So yeah, just
That's what he sent you?
Yeah.
We're not going to do that, Ben.
I
Sorry,
was like,
dude.
it's aggressive. It's a little aggressive. But
That being said,
hey,
Add it
that
to the
again.
list.
But that being said, we're
did
not
we-
saying we won't.
Did
we're
we
not
not
saying no.
did we not touch on?
Just
Yeah,
saying not right
sometimes
now.
sometimes an idea.
It's like,
is
God, yes,
not
no,
great.
and wait. That's it.
So, yeah,
Kent,
love Ben.
this
love
is
Ben.
God.
I hate that he just keeps calling me. My name's John.
Damn it. Who's this Kent guy?
Ooh, did you want to top off of a
What are we doing? Are
locally
we
made
power
beer?
playing?
Yeah, I was going to give you our newest. We actually just released this week. It's one of my favorites. An OG. Extra Pulp. DDH Extra Pulp. American.
Hell yeah.
Man, yes, let's do that. Squirted himself.
Have you ever had DDH Extra Pulp?
Have I? Is that a real question? How many times have you guys sent it to my store?
A few times for sure. I think this is probably the 6th or 7th time we
off, dude. Jesus, everybody's like, can we get more beer other than Celestial and Turning Point? I'm like, no, that's what we. Oh,
Whoa,
kidding,
whoa,
I'm kidding.
I need
kidding.
names. I need names.
brewed it. And false idol.
I need more beer from Turkey. It's like,
This-
come on. And I try to support local. Take your shirt off now. Get
The-
out of here.
it's the
dude.
same
Take your
people.
pants off. Take your shirt
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, right.
I want to support local. Oh, look at that. Is that from Georgia?
It's the same people I send to you to fucking ask for black
I know.
IPAs.
Dude, and they show up, man, and they're always heard. You know, I always respect them. Anybody from the cellar is always welcome.
That's because, without question, black IPAs are making a major comeback, man. It's Black History
Heard it
Month,
first.
guys. Come on. Get on board.
Yeah.
For 12 more hours.
I was gonna say it's like 8
And
more
that's
hours.
all the time we
yeah.
have.
And
So
Oh, we're going to edit that out?
no, absolutely not.
So you touched on, you know, a little bit about the history of Southside Cellar, and we started getting off the beaten path a little bit, but you also brought up some innovation that you're doing with Southside. You guys are adding a kitchen, right? Is there other things that you're seeing that are just necessary for you guys to continue to survive and thrive?
Okay, good question. So I'm actually going to go in reverse just a little bit. I mean,
Yes.
you guys know where we're at. When we opened our doors, 2018 was conceptualization, 2019 was execution. And, I mean, brother, this is it. All right, so I'm going to try to give you the shortest version of this story. So one of my very good friends, you guys know I GC'd the store on
Yeah.
my own, which was kind of stupid and bold, and you know I love it. I'm so like prideful of that, even though like I could look back and tear the whole thing down and rebuild it in my newer vision now. But the only reason I had enough confidence to do that, I have two very good friends. You know Logan Hall,
Yeah.
my buddy, and then one of my best friends I grew up with, Brooks Goodson. He owns a really big construction company down in Granbury called G-Force, and well, they fucked it up. He filed it as G Spot, but then they G-Force. But
I was gonna go G Unit.
Brooksy, I love you, baby, and I'm totally
You
sending
nit.
this to you. But having those two guys as resources I mean, dude, honestly, other than building the bar and then framing out, you know, the bathrooms and the big wall, like I really didn't do a lot other than finish out. I mean, it was piece of cake. But
you built the tables.
yeah. I
Since-
built all the
since,
shelves,
right?
all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. I mean, it's piece of cake stuff. But Brooksy came in there like a week before we opened, and we're basically doing the finish out and hanging shit and putting curtains up, like when Kristen was there and everything. And
Yeah.
we sat down when we arranged the furniture arrangements, and he looked around. He's like, you know, hey man, let me ask you a question. Is this what you envisioned? And I was like, fuck yeah, man. This is it. This is what I saw. You know, even Margaret, like, you know, she's so ungodly supported. You know, I supported her all through school and nursing school and her master's program and all that. And then, you know, she turned around and did the exact same thing for me. I think that's, you know, where our relationship comes. Like, there's so much trust in each other, you know. But that she every time I'd show her something, she's like, what? I was like, what do you think? Oh, I don't know. Whatever you think, you know. Like,
Oh yeah.
so she didn't see the vision, you know, quite like I did, or because it's my dream, not hers. But Brooks was like, "Is this what you envisioned?" I was like, "Absolutely, this is it." And he's like, "Well, you mark this day, brother, because everything you're ever going to do in your life, like it's never going to be quite like this." So, long way around, you know, having that hybrid store that was basically 2/3 retail
Mhm.
and our physical address, we were conceptualized to service that downtown workforce. Block outside of downtown Fort Worth. The whole idea was to capture with that tap room and that beautiful tap wall of, you know, like I said, you know, I feel like my experience gives enough that I'll always have one of the most competitive tap walls in Fort Worth in both,
Agreed.
you know, affordability and value and, you know, stuff you can believe in and also the one-off stuff that you're seeking. But, you know, because of COVID and all the things you guys have dealt with, it's like, dude, I've had to change that thing 2 times over and reformulate the entire arrangement, the entire seating, you know, and now all those shelves that we used to have are now community tables. You know, we've added TVs that I was like, fuck no, we'll never have a TV
Yeah, a lot
in
of
this
people.
place.
That
This
was
is a
the biggest argument.
conversation.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
supposed to talk. And
Yeah,
then
this is a conversation
Look around and
hall.
everyone's on their phone anyways, or they're streaming
Yeah.
something, and you're like,
Well, that's a beautiful thing about the lounge. You know, when you have people into your house and you're sitting in your living room, 5 people are not on their phone.
Right.
And I think like we've been able to luckily create those environments in there. So that's never the case. If you get a one-off guy that's sitting in one of the 2 chairs or something like that, that's one thing. But if there's a full crowd in there, They're
Now,
doing what you
everyone's-
do.
Right.
You're socializing. You're
Well, and you
enjoying
usually
community.
spearhead a lot of the overall conversation because not that you're loud by any means, but yeah, you'll say things and then it strikes conversation just naturally, so it's very organic.
I love to talk shit.
Man,
no
that's
doubt about
basically
it.
what it is. But that's
There's
the
no
sign
doubt
of,
about it.
when you're a working bar, that's exactly what I look for in a bartender is someone that's just talking shit.
Absolutely.
So I
Right.
belly up to a bar. I always tell people the best way to experience a location, especially Southside, sit at the damn bar. Don't go sit at the furthest seat away from the bar unless you've got
You
your
got a
agenda.
group or something,
Yeah. But, you really want to learn a lot about that city, whatever.
Talk to the bartender.
Talk to the bartender.
Talk to the regulars
Talk to-
who are going to be up at the bar.
Yeah. man.
I make so many friends just sitting there, man. And it's cool because it's great networking.
Yeah. So I'm glad you led in with that because there's something I believe deeply in, and if this goes to more than just the three of us, I really hope that people take this, man, is that we live in this post-COVID world, and I feel like every day I've been very fortunate. There was a guy that, oddly enough, I used to work with in my 20s, who now is spearing a housing project in Fort Worth. He had our former councilwoman Ann Zeta meet up with him earlier, and they're like housing solutions for Fort Worth, and we had a long, deep conversation, and I feel like, some of the things we talked about earlier, post-COVID is going to be like, we're still trying to figure out what this world is now.
100%.
And it's so weird to me. Like, most of us who get on with our lives feel like, oh, hey, dude, we're done with that shit.
Kind of a blip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but now we're just getting on and we're doing the best we can, and we're living our lives. But bro, there's a lot of kids that say middle school age kids, it wrecked them.
Oh, yeah. For
Totally
sure.
wrecked them. There's a lot of high school kids that this shit wrecked them. I mean, first
There
of all,
are some things that are
yeah,
going to be
think of all those
irrevocably
Yeah.
damaged.
think of all those trend lines that we were seeing.
the three of us will be fine.
yeah,
We didn't have anything.
right. These
that
Gen
blew
Z
it out too
kids,
much.
they don't drink.
Yeah.
They don't go out. A lot of them don't get licenses. This is the weirdest thing.
I mean,
This is
yeah,
most-
that's like all of our friends, older kids, are
Oh,
just
bro.
oh, I don't care about getting my license, and I'm like,
this is
bro,
like-
I remember at 15, when can I get the hell?
I
know.
wanted to drive. I wanted to drink. So when I was
That's
of
it.
age, it was that was a rite of passage, right?
100%.
Yeah.
And because I don't want to say I'm shitting on these young kids or anything or their parents. However,
You couldn't possibly do that. I mean,
hey man,
not all of them.
there is this prolonging of adolescence that if these kids don't get out and experience life or take on responsibilities through either having a license and having to go to a job or having to go get a mom and I are having a date night, get the hell out of the house, weird shit like that. I feel like it's going to have a really detrimental effect on not only our industry but a lot of service industry moving forward. And the only reason I bring all that into it is that, to your point about how I like to operate my tap room, is that I believe so fervently in creating that third space. People need a third space.
Yes.
First space, for those that don't know, obviously being home. Second space being your work.
Mm-hmm.
You need a third. And a lot of people, that is the same thing now. For a lot of people, and I know the companies are calling people back. Obviously, the government's calling people back to the office and things like that. But generally speaking, there's still going to be a whole lot of people.
A ton.
There's a
that
ton.
work
That's a
that-
hot
that are
button
remote,
subject right now.
Yeah, that are remote work. That are probably
can get
remote
more
work
done
in
at work.
perpetuity.
Unfortunately, your employer is paying you to be on site. You're
Yeah.
doing a job, so if they're asking you to go back in,
I'm ready. Let's go.
Get
Let's
your
go
butt back in there.
Get back to work.
I mean, I also respect
great.
that there is some people that are just fully functional that just don't
Well,
necessarily
yeah,
have
not
to.
not everybody needs it.
But-
it is nice that we've kind of shown the line, to see, hey, there are some occupations that you can just work from home, global
Yeah,
occupations.
there's companies that definitely benefited from
But
it.
otherwise,
Dude.
everybody else, go to fucking work. What are you doing? Go to work.
Okay, all right.
Get out your house.
I got an idea. We got to figure out as breweries, coffee shops have the mantle. Fuck that. We could still offer coffee through a pub or bar or brewery or
Right.
something like that. We got to figure out a membership that's actually just tailored specifically just for remote workers.
That's actually a hot thing that we've kind of just been trying to figure out how to do
Oh,
a
I'm
good
saying
workspace, functional workspace
Right.
for people that they can pop their laptop up where you can't play, Metallica the whole time like we like to do
Right,
during
yeah.
the day. But something where they can feel comfortable, it's not overly loud, maybe there is.
I'd be okay with pure silence out there. I'm good with that.
Oh man, that is. Well, you have AirPods.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible. Yeah. You could have a 3-hour window or something like that, and it's like a couple times a week, and the whole thing is like, if we can get 40 people to come in here and work from this place,
Yeah.
you know, at a set price, it's really cheap for everybody. You could even do it with like beers included. It
includes drinks.
Like
Yeah.
I mean, we have.
And it's like, hey,
you have a lot.
You know,
of
like,
stuff.
but you could even call it like a social networking thing. It's like, you're all remote workers. We don't know what any of you do, but it has to be somewhat of similar jobs. Now you're creating a networking. So I don't know. I just like, I'm always trying to think of like, how the hell do we get bodies?
It's just trying
to get the hell out of your house.
It's trying to tap into that. Yeah, because I mean, like I said, if you're doing something that you believe in and you're getting great feedback from, then yeah, they should automatically try to jump in, because if you're talking about a third space,
right?
Yeah, that's a great third space for them.
You need third space, man.
Yeah.
You need to see other human beings.
Just for like your mental capacity,
for
you need
sure.
a third
You need
space.
to look into somebody's eyes, see their mouth move, and be like, you need to see a smile on another human's face. You know,
I love the idea of transforming like your bar, our brewery, whatever, to like a workspace. I think the only problem with that is like people like the three of us. Yeah, that would work for us because we so badly wanted to get out of the house during COVID and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many people that the only reason they leave their house is because they're forced because of work.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna. I just don't see it being like a super successful model, because so many people, if they're not forced to go to work, then they're not. They're so used and accustomed to being at their house that they're just like, I'm not putting on pants. Like,
dude,
you know,
we got a strict.
So I'm not saying it would be impossible. What I'm really getting at is like, what can you do to be like, hey, this is better than being at home, other than like, hey, it's gonna be better for your brain, so you're not seeing the same four
better
walls
for your
7
soul,
days, like, dude.
But no, like nail on the head. Like people ask me, like, you know how you get those phone calls, like, hey man, what's your happy hour features? I've abandoned I don't believe in happy hour anymore. In a post-COVID world, or at least in my market,
sad hour.
I've embraced
right.
You know, constant.
You know,
all in there.
But I believe in daily features where the whole day is one thing, and you can believe in that. Like on Monday, you know what you're getting. On Tuesday, you know what you're getting. But I don't believe in happy hour anymore, because number one, we went from roughly 50. Oh, I'm gonna fuck it out. I think it's 56,000 employees in downtown Fort Worth. Now Downtown Inc. estimates less than 16,000 are showing up to the office. You know, based on the tax receipts from the district. You know. And they're like,
that's
okay,
wild.
Right?
Crazy.
You know, so you think about that. You shrink the workforce that's out in the market by 4, or at least in my market. But you look at that, and it's like, bro, I could give the fucking house away at 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Everybody who's at home, who, to your point, doesn't have pants on, they're not putting on their damn pants to come get, you know, a $2 beer from me.
That's
It doesn't matter
crazy.
what I put on the wall. Like I could put on 10 size 10, you know, Texas size 10-4. They're not coming out. You know.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
By 3 p.m., they are not leaving their house. So that's what I'm saying. You know, it's like,
Right.
you got to get them at 10 a.m. You got to put coffee on.
What's also crazy is how many people working at home, and traffic is still so completely fucked. Oh, they're like, what's going on? What's happening with everything?
People have kids in school.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it, you know, at
Yeah.
rush hour. At 287.
Someone won.
So, yeah.
We
So, like,
won!
one thing I always like to hear, like, especially if you were open through the COVID and everything, and just kind of what the beer industry or just the entire, you know, industry as a whole, our country, just the economy the way it is, like what you've done at Southside to really combat financial crises. I mean, being open, transitioning through COVID, like what have you kind of instilled into Southside that you keep doing now to keep getting people back?
Embrace change, you know, like, you know, all these tropes that you hear from, I don't know if you guys are like me. I follow a lot of entrepreneurs on both social media, YouTube, you know, I get a lot of TED Talk type things, you know, into my feeds. And, you know, because you're always looking for that one bit of insight. So I'm very conflicted on this because all of them work specific to who they work for.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think craft beer, I think you guys have already started this transition, and not a full transition, but I would say more appropriately adding to your arsenal.
Right.
You know, you know, we talked about this last night. You Three Nations is steadfast. They're doing what they're doing. I had Gavin and Tyler Harris out, and what a
love
shit
Gavin.
show! It
Yeah.
was amazing.
That's awesome.
It was every bit Jim Jam.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler, I think Tyler won up Jim Jam.
Dude, he's amazing.
I'm just saying.
That's impressive.
So that's a call out to you guys. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
get y'all booked again because y'all are my homies.
Jim
We do
Jam.
what we do.
Yeah.
But no, man. They obviously opened the smaller satellite up in Anna, and kind of stretching their wings a little bit, and they're steadfast on their beer and what they're gonna do. And hey, man, for them it may work beautifully, but you talk to other people and in the industry, quite a few people, and it seems like the answer is if you're a brewery and you're not thinking of yourself as a beverage company, then you're in a lot of trouble. And that might be true for a lot of people. It might be true of the industry at large, but St. Arnold's always made root beer that's phenomenal. That ginger beer is fucking delicious.
They're doing
dude.
cider now.
Yeah, they've had cider for a few
Really?
years. Yep. Yeah, I have the strawberry kiwi at the store right now.
Just released like an imperial watermelon cider.
Yeah.
Today.
So and you guys have moved into the D9 stuff, and a lot of breweries have trickled into that, and I think that's a smart move. For us specifically, is just be nimble. You know what we were. It's so weird to me that I had 10 weeks on my first independent project. 10 weeks. That was it. That was the window for what I had, what I dreamed.
Jeez.
And now now we're 5 years into a store that I absolutely love. And I'm weird about saying the word brand, I think it's so important, branding,
Sure.
but to say that Southside Cellar is a brand, I think, for what it is, I think it's great,
Such a lifestyle brand.
Yeah, my lifestyle brand.
So cool.
Did you get your hockey sweater?
Pretty
Did you get
chic.
that dry cleaned?
No.
Man,
Just wash it.
you pressed it.
Did I?
Yeah, look at that. You see like the crease right there. Did you just have a
No,
bunch
I
of them?
fold it. I literally fold it.
Oh,
I
very
fold it
nicely.
and fold it. I do. I fold things nicely.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you don't wad it up and just throw it and be like, I'll wear that tomorrow.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
So much easier.
It's
No.
a lot easier.
No, man. No, Alex. I think being you guys see it, man. Everybody has an ego. How willing are you to put your own ego in check and say this shit isn't working? I'm willing to do something different.
Oh, that's a good thing to bring up. I think ego is a lot, because sometimes you can make, if you don't see anything outside these walls,
Right.
this is the best I've ever had. Like, this is the best.
Yeah.
And you start drinking your own Kool-Aid, essentially.
Right.
I
and it's
drink my own piss every day, baby.
Oh, jeez.
It's sterile, and I like the taste.
But yeah, no, I think there's a lot of people that fall into that pitfall.
Can we call this "I Like the Taste"
I like the
podcast?
taste.
I like the taste.
They're talking about piss, right?
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good that you touched on
Necessary.
This is beer, sir.
Yeah, because ego
Beautiful.
could be, that could be your
It can be a
downfall.
killer.
It could be your
Yeah,
downfall.
man.
For sure. I mean, if we were to say no, we're sticking to just hazy IPAs. I'm never
We're
brewing it.
only gonna make brown ales.
I can't really think of a style that we've ever said
They're making.
we're
a
never
comeback.
gonna brew this. Brown
It's
ales.
just in. Sorry, guys. Yeah.
Turns out I got to get on the brew deck and brew a brown ale.
Another customer asked me for a fucking brown ale.
It has to have one specific name.
Mm.
You don't even remember this shit, do you, brother?
Browntown, Julie Brown.
Downtown Browntown.
I'll do anything but ...
Is that B-U-T-T?
chug.
It's B-U-T-T though, right?
It's butt chug.
Yeah.
The name of the beer is butt chug. In
God,
very small
you-
print, I'll do anything.
This is where Ben gets it
But-
from. This is where Ben
B-U-T ...
gets it from.
chug.
I'm gonna text from
Butt
Shawn at 11
chug.
o'clock at night.
Brown ale.
Dude,
Fuck you
gotta
guys.
make a butt chug.
It's a nutty brown ale. And just to be complete and total assholes, you take 3 corn kernels when you pour it and you float it on top. This
oh, it's
motherfucker.
got a floater.
Fuck you guys. I'm telling you. Yes, it's shitty and it's stupid and it's dumb as all get out, but you cannot tell me that this would not sell like hotcakes. Everybody will think it's hilarious and it's a one-off and it's a gimmick. Yes, but I'm telling you.
When's y'all's anniversary?
I'm sure Falsetto would
bring
love
the
to do that
corn.
for you.
It'll be in May.
I'll bring the corn.
I'll bring the corn.
No, they will not do it for me because I've already had this conversation with Will Perry.
I knew it.
And he said everything short of fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't have a mean bone in his body, but it was right on the cusp, I'm sure.
I mean, I think he bowed up to me. I'm not sure. But he's like,
he was
did
real
you just say
angry.
brew a brown ale?
Did you ever tell me to brew a brown ale again?
A nutty brown ale.
And have you ever had was it Brown Note from
Against the Grain?
The
Yes!
the can work is so
It's
good.
the greatest can work of all
It's just
time.
a guy with diarrhea going down his legs. It's great.
Have you guys ever shit your pants?
Almost.
Yeah.
More regularly than I'd like to
Yeah,
admit.
you know, I would say that as you mature, it gets harder to.
What are we, Joe Biden in here? We've lost our faculties.
I haven't fallen off a bicycle. You stop it.
Dude, I'm
Falling
young and I have fallen off a
upstairs.
bicycle.
I haven't done it this year. Okay,
This is not a political podcast.
Yeah.
We're making jokes. We can
he
joke
did
now.
fall off a bike. I'm just saying.
That was alcohol though, not old age.
Damn,
All right, I'm going to tell you a funny story because when y'all were doing the is this liquor before
it's
beer?
liquor before beer.
Holy shit. Y'all asked
The
me.
revamped setup. You were one of the first.
Yeah, man. All right. So when I lived in downtown, I was still an assistant at the Flying Saucer when it was on the old 4th Street location. And my roommate worked across the street as a bartender at the old 8's, which is the current Flying Saucer. Shout out to Jeff fucking Walsh, man. What a character, dude. He's like Zach Galifianakis, like reincarnate. And that guy's alive. So anyway,
Yeah.
Walsh, like, he was such a character, man. One morning, we wake up on a Sunday, and he's like, yo, bro, get up. We're going. We're doing brunch. And I'm like, brunch? We don't do brunch. We're dudes. And he goes, girl drink drunk. I'm like, what is that?
I like this
He's doing
guy.
brunch.
What is that?
I like this
He's
guy.
doing brunch.
I was like, what does that
Brunch,
mean?
bro.
And he's like, mimosas, mint juleps, strawberry daiquiris.
And
It's
some
all
eggs.
chick. It's like, no, but he's like, chick drinks all day long. And so we got on our bikes because we both were like, we were doing triathlon training, you know, so like we got on our road bikes. We hit the trail and we hit like 20 places at Fort Worth. We get back literally like, that was like a 10, 11 a.m. We get back to the apartment. We used to live in Hillside on the east side of downtown on the way to Martin House right there. The townhomes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And we got back at like 11 midnight that night. Oh, yeah, dude. Like,
All freaking
fuck.
day.
Oh, bro. A whole day of sugar
Oh.
and just,
Yeah, I bet that
what
hangover
plants
was
crave.
gnarly,
that was
dude.
badass, man. You know?
It's so cool.
It was a simpler
I bet you
time.
felt so fancy waking up. Pinkies up. as
I
soon as
went
you
for
wake
To
up.
your
breakfast.
point, I think I still had a 2 in front of the number on my age. You know?
Yeah. You
That's
didn't
helpful.
You didn't get
That's
hangovers
very
then. Yeah. You
Yeah,
bounced
that's
back
very
up.
helpful.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you bounce
God.
right back with another shot of Jameson whenever you wake
Yep.
up.
Yeah, I think that was when I shit my
As
pants.
adults. Oh, damn.
So one thing I wanted to ask you about, we've really taken a way bigger focus this year on in-house and
You
specifically
should.
with the staff behind the bar.
Sure.
And it's so, good help is hard to find, blah, 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 all that. But even we've kind of learned, even whenever you find people that are good workers, doesn't mean they're going to be great behind the bar.
It's a skill set.
But everybody kind of needs guidance, I think. And what my question is what is your process like when you have a new hire to make sure that they are built for success and ready to rock and roll in your tap room?
So I'm sure, like you guys, I've enjoyed multi chapters in my life, and as an operator, I have 2 lives.
Right.
I have working for other humans, where that check comes every 2 weeks, and now I have working for myself, where the check doesn't come, but I have to put one out every 2
It's
weeks.
pretty fun.
I
Yeah.
have to put checks out for everybody else every
Kind
2
of the
weeks.
same.
Yeah. Same but different.
Same, but different.
No, but so I'm not all right. So Ticket Southside Cellar is not a good comp for anybody. What he really asked me about earlier and kind of creating an atmosphere or whatever. I'd like to think that even though I'm in the physical tap room less and less, I think my
Good for
presence.
you.
Well, no. Meaning I'm not behind the bar. I'm still there,
Yeah.
you know, but I feel like my presence is still there. I mean, you guys know what you get when you walk in. What's up, sucker? I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of my calling.
You always just ask me if I want to get drunk today.
I would never fucking ask that,
You
dude.
asked me that.
I, I can assume.
No, but
You getting drunk?
so we're gonna get shit house today.
Yeah.
No, but
I mean, it's Wednesday. Why not?
today fucking Wednesday.
No, it's Friday. We're good.
Oh,
No,
I
yeah,
thought it
no.
was Washout Wednesday. We're going hard to pay.
Washout Wednesday.
No, but you know, I think I'd like to think that my place is so small that it's just not a comp, and what I can offer to people that want to work there is so one faceted at the moment. You know, once we add that food component, obviously things will be a little bit
That'd
different.
be awesome.
You know, we do have some people that we're looking at for those kitchen spots, and if those things come to fruition, I'm thoroughly confident that they are going to emulate what we want. You know, that I want that kitchen because it's going to be a pony wall open air kitchen. You know, and
Okay.
those people will be accessible. You know, we're going to take one window out and a service counter to the street with a window, so we'll have a street piece of
So
access.
where's the kitchen going? In
That front access where the cash wrap used to be. So if you can kind of think out loud, they kind of melded in the background for people that aren't there every day. But that one side that used to be the retail is actually kind of a split, and then you have two. Well, you have the two ends, and then you have two load-bearing poles in the middle.
Right.
They're covered in stickers. So
Right.
you know, and the kind of the craft beer necessity there. But that front load-bearing pole, it'll be a pony wall, a short pony wall, 90 to the brick wall, and then 90 to the front right there by the opening doors.
Yeah.
We will have a little countertop there, so we'll have enough for either 3 or 4 chairs to eat right there at the front. So you'll be able to eat with the kitchen staff.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? And I want that because I want that level of service and interaction out of those folks as well.
Mhm.
But you know, kind of moving straight back to your question is all those tropes when it comes to hiring people are absolutely, those are always accurate. We can just be like, it's hard finding good people, you know,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
you know, because you may hire somebody who's willing, like they're telling you, dude, I need 80 hours. I just want to work my ass off. I
Right.
need
Yeah.
to do this. And they may be really good for one role, you know, and you may not have that role available, you know, or you get somebody who's really talented, you know, at 5 different things. The problem is you hired them for customer service, and that's
Right.
the one, you
One
know,
thing that they're not.
you know, and then you got to figure out, can you still utilize this person? And you know, the problem is once you're a business operator, you know, and I always like to use that word because as that word comes out of my mouth, I always have to refocus myself and say, this isn't just some shithead hobby I'm doing. I'm
Right.
operating a fucking business here, you know, and I've always had the idea, even if it takes forever, I'm so hard-headed, I'm going to make this thing successful. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not making a ton of money right now, you know, and I try to take away that built-in excuse of like 2.5 years of COVID, which essentially in my area, that's what it was. You know,
Right.
it's like, hey, by the way, operate with 2 hands tied behind your back.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but
Still
I
pay
think
your rent on time.
right, but still pay your rent on time.
Yeah,
And
don't
by the way,
forget-
taxes are due.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
you know, so I still try to keep the word operator at front of mind at all times. You know, like I still need to be the most conservative, cost-cutting operator possible.
Right.
I need to pick up people who think in those terms, and I'm very lucky that I've been able to do that. You know, like you get 2 guys that have been in a brew house, they think that way. That you know,
Right.
you know.
Yes.
So I got Will, I got Matty G. You know, got some other fantastic people. Obviously, we touched on Ben earlier. Are you
Mhm.
fucking texting while we're? This is serious business, sir.
I'm in the middle of trying to get a PA system for the stage we're building so we can do live music. And I didn't realize that I was supposed to be
Surprise.
somewhere.
Am I supposed to? Oh wait,
No,
can I
it's
interview
fine.
No,
you
you're
guys
fine. No.
now.
What?
No, I already
You-
do that sometimes.
You're a musician?
No, can I interview you guys now?
Yeah, please do. No one's ever done that.
Okay, all right.
Are you thinking
Wait,
that we should? You thinking we should
I'm
add a?
thinking of the worst thing I could possibly say that you would edit out.
Oh,
No,
man.
yeah, no. I want to add a bingo card for every guest so that we're recording this in our office essentially, but we're in the tap room and there's crying baby,
Perfect.
barking dog. So
Always
it'd be
good.
just kind of a nice interactive part. Is it crying baby? Fuck, check that one off.
I heard him. I heard it in the background.
Yeah.
It's great.
I didn't hear that at all.
Man breaks
Focus
glass,
with you.
and then the whole room goes, "Oh!" Yeah, I know. Happens all the time.
Hey, for everybody who listens to this thing,
Nobody
fuck
likes
you.
That. Nobody likes that.
Fuck you. If you go to a beer festival,
So annoying.
Don't do that.
do not do that because you make all of us who work fucking hard, and I'm speaking for everybody in the
Yes.
industry that makes the beer, they don't want to go to beer festivals anymore. Don't be that guy.
You know, the people that get the most upset about that are the ones that are always the cause of breaking glasses.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to be drinking and breaking a lot of glasses, so don't be owing me every time I'm doing this.
I'm usually pretty good. I don't think I've ever really broken a glass. Usually I spill a beer, definitely, but
Oh, for sure.
I'm a spiller. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of curious about, you asked a very good and pointed question about hiring. With you guys, you have such a multifaceted operation, like you can't just hire any geek off the street. You got to,
gotta be heavy with the steel.
God damn it. I love it.
Yeah.
Teed that one right up,
Yeah.
dude. But, no, man, obviously, if you need a brewer spot, you're getting talent.
Right.
Customer service is a different thing, man, and it's so weird. And, I've seen it all. I used to work with a young lady named Susan Goff. I love her. She's so fantastic. She worked with me behind the bar. Bring it back to the saucer for a 900th
Bringing
time.
back memories.
But I used to work a shift with her behind the bar at the Flying Saucer in Fort Worth. She wasn't rude, but she never kissed a single ass in her life. You know what I mean? Like she
Nice.
had
What's
one of
that
those
like?
sharp. She's a gorgeous
I've only
woman.
kissed ass.
Brown lipstick.
Yeah, right. She's a gorgeous woman, which never hurts in customer service on the
Yeah.
lady side. But she just she was sharp with people, and dude, they ate it up. It was like, let me throw more money at you.
No,
So
she worked her angle.
for
she
sure,
She had an
angle,
angle,
man.
yeah.
for sure, but she wasn't working. I promise you.
Oh, well,
she was just
then-
chilling at work, pouring some beers. And I don't mean that
I
she
think-
wasn't a
I
hard
think
worker.
that's
She
the
was.
goal.
Right.
I think that is to be able to know what you're really good at and
Right.
expose
Right.
it.
Right. But
And if it's not really work to you, holy
sure.
crap.
But think of it the other way. Like
So-
flip that
so
coin
she gets
over.
4 spaces.
She's an amazing dude. She's so cool. And
'Cause
I
her
see
second
her and
one
her
doesn't
husband and her
count.
family every now and then. They're phenomenal. But like flip it the other way. Like Office Space. We all make fun of that jackass that's like the parody of every server ever. Would you guys
Right.
like to try some hot sticks,
Right.
mozzarella sticks?
You need more flair.
Jesus Christ.
There's a respect I have for somebody that is conditioned to just follow the script, because I know that is important in our training in general. Like, hey, make sure you offer them the special. Like the simplest things to me.
It depends upon what you mean.
Be
in a-
genuine. Be genuine.
right,
with
Make
in
sure
your
you
delivery.
say
There it
hello
is,
to
there it
every
is.
customer.
Yes,
you know?
but
yes.
like some of
Be
these non-negotiables,
hospitable.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
there's sometimes I do order the whatever. This is the appetizer of the month, because the person's so steadfast in delivery. You know that's what they're doing.
Right.
They're
Yeah,
trained
yeah.
the right way.
I'm a big bit like a restaurant, for example,
Yeah.
that I've never eaten at, and I'm torn between a couple things. It's always, hey, if you have a good server, you can ask them, what do you think
What do
between
you
these two and these two? This is usually what I like, and you can tell really quickly how well you're going to tip this person if depending on what the response is. If they're like, oh, I haven't really had that or whatever, you're just like, okay, well, this is zero help.
You don't eat here.
Yeah, I think you hit the perfect word. The word is genuine, and like we are a third space.
Mhm.
People aren't looking for you to sugarcoat or upsell them. Like that's the word.
Right.
Like
They're
No.
already
from our-
here.
right?
No one
right,
wants to be
right,
hard
right,
sold.
right. So they're looking for you, and like genuine, and the other word is experience. That's kind of my overarching mandate for everybody that comes to the cellar.
Right.
Like, I know you're going to have a bad day from time to time. I know that, like, something happened at home and you're just not feeling it today, but what I've always said since we opened this project is act as if every single customer that you just served takes that beer and sits down and opens up Google or Yelp, and they're writing a review about you
right now. Yeah.
Right now.
No matter how crappy they are, that doesn't give you the right to be crappy.
Right. You know, but here's the thing, you know, like we kind of touched on, like I feel like my personality does come out through the store, and there's a reason that we have very loyal people that come and hang out with us, and that's because, dude, there's no sugarcoating it with me. You know who I am. Like, I am genuine through and through, and you feel like you get a genuine experience. Right. And that, like, I talk shit to people. I talk shit to all our regulars, and people that aren't regular,
that's important.
I think they still feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, holy, this is a place. Like, people hang out here.
That guy showed me his belly right now.
Wait,
I mean, you did that earlier. No, you did it earlier.
I've never done that.
Yeah. You warded off the evil sales rep that was here earlier by showing her your belly.
And I'm sure somewhere along the line you said you sucked the guy off. Nah, man.
Not me.
So you fucked a fish?
Oh, Lonely Island. So like does it bother you at all? I'm going to bring something up as far as like you didn't seek to create a Cheers atmosphere. Because I know a lot of people that are like, I want to open a bar or I want to open a brewery and I want to be Cheers.
Yes,
and that kind of drives me nuts.
No, I don't think it should. Yes, you did. If you don't have a community of people that want to come there,
that, like they saw a TV show and they don't know anything about what they're getting into, and they want to create that TV show environment, but just talking to that person, like they're not even like the Cheers, like they you know what I mean? They're not Woody. You know, they don't have to Ted Danson. Like they're just that person out. Like they're gonna have to find somebody.
Sam
Malone. Yes. But they're gonna have to find somebody to carry it. So it's like, in our industry, it's always we want to create the Cheers experience, and then I see like cheesy marketing for it, whereas it's everybody knows your name, and it's like, okay, cool. I want
that's a trope to believe
aspects of it, but I don't want to be. We didn't open Turning Point to be Cheers necessarily. We wanted to. Hey, everyone's going to know you here, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
Just very authentic, genuine. We're trying to give you the best service we possibly can. If you like it, great, you know, and please come back. So just trying to build that depth and a relationship with the customer the appropriate way versus basing this literally off a TV show that I watched maybe 4 seasons of. I finished Cheers personally. But
it's great.
But I'm saying, like, yeah, you don't want to live in that.
But it's also like my favorite bars are very Cheers-like.
100%.
I mean, Southside's a really good representation of that. Ron's, it's a great Cheers bar. It's the same people Cheers, over and over again. It's the same people working behind the bar. You know, and that kind of sounds bad, but I mean that in a very good way. Where it's like, hey, you know, whenever you're going up there, I'm gonna go see Shawn. Like,
well, and it's kind of going back to that third
I'm gonna
space.
See Will. I'm gonna see Ben.
Third space.
That third space of, okay, so let's say you haven't been to Southside in a month, but you show up, you're gonna know everybody.
My phone.
It goes in the couch.
Where'd that football come from?
I took it from your shelf.
Oh,
it matches his thing.
It does.
Hot route.
Hot route.
I don't know what that means. Just go that way.
Just go that way. But yeah, no, I think that was something
Delaware
that when I run into people, we just want this to be like the Cheers. I get what they're saying, but it's like, man,
it takes a lot to be
Cheers,
yeah. Just separate the TV show from just that one line where everybody knows your name, because you know, back to what I was saying earlier. You know, you follow all these people, you hear all these entrepreneurs. Like, you know, there are certain things that are true no matter what you do. You have. What's the worst TV show about bars you've ever seen? Let me ask you that. Bar Rescue.
That's it.
Bar Rescue.
Oh man, I love the way that guy yells.
I do too, but
I just want to watch him yelling at
Sure, I agree with you, but it's so hot.
His blood pressure.
If every bar operated the way he suggested,
it's
nothing.
You want everybody rubbing.
Yeah, it's fucking. But it's so Hollywood and it's so contrived and scripted. It's so
or Vegas. It's all
right.
Vegas,
yeah.
Dude, if we could get John Taffer on this, he would just yell at us.
Well, here's your thing.
You guys suck.
Here's your thing. I'm about to give you the one beautiful piece of advice that in all that show, because yes, I guilt watched it too.
I do too.
It was guilty pleasure, but he said this one thing one time that is so ungodly true in the service industry. You cannot be something for everyone. You have to be everything for someone.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those tropes that's been out there for a while that he's kind of, kind of commandeered that, and that's
That's
his.
a good
He
one.
made his
Yeah.
money
But
on it.
it's so perfect, but to the Cheers thing, yes, there's something about that the TV show version of what people think in their mind is not how a bar restaurant operates, or a service concept, but that everyone knows your name. Like I get guilty if I'm in a rush and I serve somebody and I don't catch their name if I don't know them.
Yeah, that's good to have.
You
I
know,
wish I
like
could
I'm
teach
like
that to
I'm
every
like shit.
bartender.
They're over there. They've already gone. Like if you can just make people reach across that bar and shake a hand, their life opens up. Like here's the thing, I love Whisker Will and love you no shit. Most people that do not know him think he's quasi abrasive and standoffish.
No.
That guy is amazing, and
He's
he'll
the
best friend.
nicest
He'll best
guy.
friend you in a heartbeat.
Yeah. No,
You know?
he's just a brewer.
I mean,
I
yeah.
think you mean autistic.
Yeah, literally, I
slightly.
mean,
No,
he'll help
no,
you out.
no,
I'm
no.
kidding.
No,
but
well, part of
No,
it
he's
is
just
he's
a
not a
brewer.
small human. I mean, he's
Right.
fucking 6'4"
Yeah.
and all that.
already
with the,
physically imposing.
yeah, he's physically
yeah.
imposing, all that kind of stuff. But
No, he's a sweet
you know,
guy.
oh,
though, yeah.
100%, man. And you get to know him. It's like, dude, he'll talk to you about anything of his. Like, you want to open up and like, hey, man, what's the song that's playing? Bro, you just made a best friend, But I don't know, man. And I brought him up specifically because think about this. He just did a trip up to the north,
Manchester, right?
to the north. Well, he did that, but before
Oh.
that, he did the northeast, and he did Hill Farmstead. He made it all the way and made it all the way down to Boston. And guess what he did? He went to fucking Cheers and he got me a bar mat.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
I have a Cheers bar
Yeah.
mat on my
Been to
bar.
that Cheers.
Awesome.
So to your point, he and it says
That's
where everybody knows your name, and because he feels that way about Southside, and he's been off and on with me for 5 years. Obviously he went to dip back into brewing when that offer was there for him, and he's still chilling with me, man. And that's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
That's great, man.
Well, I mean, I think give yourself a pat on the back as well. I mean, you've created that environment.
Can't reach that far.
So I can't reach that far.
I don't have that level of
Yeah,
dexterity
but
at
these
this
short
age.
arms.
T-Rex arms.
Oh, cramp.
Scratch my chest.
But yeah, I mean, you created that environment to make someone like Will be able. You're able to get the greatness that's inside of an employee out of there because you've created the space to make them feel comfortable, and they have some kind of like loyalty and ownership there.
No doubt. Will
They-
literally
when
help
you
build
leave,
that place.
they are
literally
you,
yeah.
right?
help build that place.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll yeah, you're not wrong, man. Like
Yeah,
him
it's
and
important,
Tyler,
dude,
those
to have
guys,
that
they'll
buy-in.
forever think about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's just-
Skin in the game, man. And I think
Skin in the
that's
game.
kind of back to what you were talking about. Like when there's skin in the game, it's what Alex was talking about hiring. It's how do you find what they care about so much so that they're willing to participate? Everybody will show up for a paycheck. Everybody will show up for income.
Those are typically the people that they usually phase themselves out if they're just
Right.
here for the paycheck. Because
Yeah.
you'll get the paycheck.
This
Well, but that's
industry's
the
not
thing,
one to
though.
get into it if you're just trying to make a paycheck.
Well,
Like-
that's kind of the problem, man. Everybody shows up for the paycheck.
We all do. We
And
all
now
do.
you got to figure out, well, what do you care about?
Exactly.
What do you want to do?
Where are
you
your
know?
strengths at that
Yeah.
point?
What
I
can
mean,
I
what
do
you're
to
going to care
help
about.
You
grow
know,
the
I
industry?
there's still a project that is, it's off to the side in brewing but I've talked to you guys both about that involves Will and Matty G, and I hope to bring that to fruition at some
Yeah.
point, but that's something that they have skill and they can care about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, how do you figure that out? Because it's hard
Right.
as shit when you just interview somebody, and granted, we all have a level of freedom that I feel like is not out there for 95% of
For
all.
sure.
Like, think about a manager at Chili's somewhere. No, all respect. I mean that.
You're
but
talking about the number one restaurant right now, number one restaurant chain that
Is that real?
revamped themselves. Yeah, Chili's.
Breaker International is number one.
Chili's specifically.
Are we
for-
talking about revenue?
Yeah, they were in the dumps and number
How
one.
did that? But they brought down an economy pricing. Is
They kind of they reacted to the
Yeah.
economy
Yeah, yeah.
and they realized, you know what, we might lose a little here, but we're gonna do the volume. And if you're able
Right.
to switch and do the volume
right.
and get the volume, yeah.
Well, that goes back to having resources and the ability to ability
You mean money?
to pivot.
You mean
I don't have either
you
one of
mean
those.
I
money?
said resources, sir. You take it from
You said money weird.
Yeah,
I think
why are
you
you
said-
saying money so many times? You said it a lot in a row with different words.
right.
It's
You
weird.
know, but seriously, think
what
about
you
it.
need is money, 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 money. If you have a little bit of money, that would be really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
A little bit of money goes a long way.
right. You know, and then
A lot of bit of money
and then
goes
money.
a little way.
Yeah, and then it can also be trouble.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, hey, dude, a lot of corporate restaurants they already have filed chain restaurants, and a lot more are gonna file. It goes back to what we were talking about. You know, you think about you take these many people out of the workforce.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck goes and has lunch? Who has lunch meetings?
Dude,
Who leaves office and has lunch?
bankers?
Well,
that's-
people who
yeah.
used to work in an office,
Yeah, they're
they're
there
not leaving their
anymore.
home anymore. You know,
Yeah.
so that's why I said, like, you think
Oh
about
yeah, it's scary.
all these corporate restaurants that you take 15% off of their top line revenue, and they only put 10% to the bottom line.
Right.
Like
That's not
know,
sustainable.
how do you square that round hole? So but to the point, like how does an assistant manager that has at a Chili's has a very scripted, or any corporate restaurant has a very scripted kind of interview profile of how they conduct it?
Right.
We have the freedom to actually ask real questions. Who are you? What the fuck are you doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you show up here?
Just like
Right.
that. That's
You
why.
know?
That's why it's like Cheers.
I have
Who the
said
fuck
that.
are you?
Like, why are you in here? Like,
You
why?
thought-
You're asking me to give you money.
Yeah.
Why should I give
Why
you
should
money?
I give you any money?
Why should I give you money?
Yeah.
Tell me why I should give you money. And if it's tropey,
Do you ever-
like,
Do you ever
get outta
have
here.
those salespeople that you're like, do you even believe in the product you're selling?
Dude, you've totally eavesdropped on me, haven't you?
No, I say that because I have to know, because that stops them in their tracks.
Yeah.
And they're trained to be able to answer most questions. Not
Let's
that
talk about
question.
this for a little while.
Mm.
How do you
And
deal
then that's
with
how
vendors?
if somebody's sitting there like, dude,
Oh,
I've seen-
How do I deal with them? Here's my email address.
this is where they show, hey, this place.
Give me your
I walked
pricing.
into Juan's
Shitbox
whatever.
at fuckyou.com.
Yeah, no, and
I'll
they
give them a real email address. That doesn't mean I'll answer
the
it.
ones that know their shit and the product is good
Yes.
will have no problem answering that question. The other ones that just they it's a job.
You can find
100%.
a really quick
And they're
bullshit
like-
artist.
I mean, it's it's a Fortune. They just go back to like the website
Yeah,
about me.
That's
And you're
my
like-
thing is always I could have
I read
could have
that.
told you that. I could have looked it up on Google and told you that,
Yeah.
but it's always just, hey, give me your pricing, blah blah blah. Like that's kind of it.
For a business owner, I'm one that no bullshit. Tell me the pricing first.
Yeah,
let's,
and then
100%.
let's talk about why
let's
it
go
costs
through
this
because then
much.
I can. Yeah, we're all on a budget, so I'm
Right.
not gonna pay like the one I had today was, for $300 a month. You can have this great loyalty program that your customers. It's gonna give you 10x multiple for
$4,000
revenue.
a year, dude.
$4,000 a year.
Sorry, dude. No.
What's the ROI on that? And that's
Yeah.
what I said. I was like, are you going to have a person in here every single night, and I get to handpick them on your whole freaking roster? I get to handpick them.
Yeah.
Like, and they're in here every night. Like, matter of fact, they're running trivia, and they pay me to run trivia so I can recoup some of that cost.
Right.
Right.
Like, what are we doing here?
No, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. That's one of the hard things too, because it's like the hard to compartmentalize. It's hard to be a nice person.
Right, and
On
that's
cold
that's
call.
that's
That
one
way.
thing too. Like
It really
I
is.
know how hard those jobs can be, and
Sure,
how
they suck.
Yeah, they suck really really bad.
They
and
suck, but that's the thing. When they go through training, they're told how much it's going to
It's
suck
yeah.
and how much shit they're going to eat. Which again, it's hard to go home at night and put your head on the pillow knowing that you had to tell somebody off. But every now and then, it's like, dude, like
Well,
you
some
don't.
of those
They don't.
dudes get really pestering, and you're
Yeah,
just like,
they
hey,
don't-
man.
They don't understand how hard it is to be like you took that job. Respect, all due respect, but you took that job for a reason. It's because you don't want to sit in this chair.
Right.
You don't
Yeah.
want to be, or you would have. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to. I want to ask you guys.
Mhm.
Every single day, I have a calendar. I have a list of goals. I write my bullet points down every single day, and I have a whole long list of boxes to check. And if I can
Mhm.
get 75% of it done
feel
daily,
pretty good.
I feel
yeah.
pretty good. How do you guys handle daily tasks and prioritizing, because I feel like I'll always struggle with this.
Yeah, mine's a little bit more linear now. So like Monday, it's kind of the same thing. It's money stuff, paying people.
Yeah.
That's my Monday.
That's like payroll day, admin.
Right.
Yeah.
Then Tuesday is really where it starts getting interesting for me. So like it's usually like Fridays and Mondays I'm making a list for my next Tuesday through Thursday basically. And it's always, how are the lines doing? They need to be cleaned. What do I have to brew this week? How many days am I brewing? If I'm doing a THC seltzer, when am I planning on getting that in there? So it is a lot of what I've learned to be the best for me, just because my brain also doesn't fire as fast as I always want it to, and I don't remember things really well, so I have to write shit down.
This week sponsored by Cordyceps Nootropics.
I'm on so many nootropics. Not helping a whole lot, but no, it's literally like Friday. It's like, okay, what did I finish? What can be pushed to next week? And it's a lot of just a back and forth. Like, hey, I'm not going to get everything done. What needs to happen over the next 3 or 4 days, and then we can work on that. Or like for example, this weekend I'm working at the brewery, so it's like, hey, I had like 3 things that I should have gotten done, but we recorded some podcast stuff instead. So I'll be up on Saturday and Sunday. I'll knock that out.
Yeah. I don't know about you. Like, I literally, obviously we all have digital and everything. I still carry a physical
So do I. I've had
calendar.
3 of them, yeah.
And I put those bullet points down. I go backwards and check boxes sometimes.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the month, I can look at it and feel accomplished, and I can go home and sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I
look
work
at it
an
like,
ass
oh
off.
shit,
You
I
see all
did
this?
do that. I did do that, and I'll go back and I'll check that box. Have color coordinated for personal, for the
Feels
kids'
so
school, for
good.
the
Feels so.
No.
Whenever you.
Yeah, it's literally just like piggyback on what you said. I mean, same kind of process. I have to make a list, and then on that list, it's prioritized for what needs to absolutely happen right now, and then what is it I can go through on the Tuesday, Wednesday, and respond to, and those are usually events that are in the future, right? So it's like, okay, do we want to do this, or do we want to set this meeting up?
Right.
Do I need it now? Do I have the funds for this now? No, I'm not going to ever have a meeting with somebody and sit in front of them and be like, cool, we don't really have the money for that right now, but I love it. So let me call you back, because it sucks. Being on the other side of it, it's like,
it totally sucks. It's
man,
really,
we had a really good time. I took you to Bob's Steak and Chop House, and you definitely ate that meal, and you got one to go. It's weird, but you didn't have the money.
You said the company was paying.
Yeah. So
you told me to treat myself.
I think lists keep you honest in the sense
kind of keeps you sane.
Yeah.
Because like
being
I know.
able to cross that
Oh,
off,
yeah.
though,
I also keep like Post-it notes in my pocket too, and a pen like at all times. Because like again, I get so ADD brain where I'm just like, I know there was something that I gotta do. It's like I just gotta keep a notepad on me, because if I'm in the cellar or something, it's like, oh hey, remember to send this email about XYZ.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
write that down. I'll come in, or I'll text myself. Like I'm texting myself.
Yeah,
also.
you're right. I used to carry like the short little 4-inch notepads in my back pocket. I need to reintroduce that to myself.
You don't use a Palm Pilot?
Nope.
Damn.
I had one for
sell
a
you-
while,
I'll
and
sell
then
you
I
a
sat on
Rocket.
it.
Rocket? What did you
Palm
just say
Pilot.
to me?
Palm Pilot.
Oh.
You don't have a little organizer? You
Porn
don't-
Pilot?
You know, it's a great invention.
Flashlight?
Man, you've named like 5 other inventions.
He's
Hey,
good. He's good.
I just want you to get a Palm Pilot, dude.
Can we
Maybe a
take
BlackBerry?
the shortest of breaks?
Actually, we can kind of wrap up.
Ooh,
We're,
I did want
yeah.
to ask.
Yeah, I've got a couple. The only reason I
couple
said I
meaningful-
apologize. I'm drowning right now with the beers I drank.
The
with you guys.
urination.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
we
I
can
drank
pause
water.
this.
Let's take a
fine.
break.
No.
Let's take a break.
Can we take a break?
We can take a break.
We also need to do, anyways, we need to say, how do we find you?
Yeah, we can
We'll
do
come
all
back.
that.
We'll come back.
Well, I've
Yeah,
got to.
let's
yeah,
go potty.
well, let's. I want to
Let's
talk.
go potty.
I want to
Let's
talk
go
events.
potty.